As we move through this important year, it's important to remember that even though there may be major tensions around the world, a nuclear war is still not likely to happen. This guarantee is based in part on the intriguing research of Dolores Cannon, who investigated the possibility of alien intervention in earthly politics. Aliens are very interested in Earth's evolution and will probably step in if humans start to destroy themselves through things like a nuclear war. This action is based on the knowledge that a war like this would not only destroy Earth, but also mess up the very fabric of the universe. Dolores Cannon's journey, despite what most people think, didn't come from having a magical childhood. Instead, her interest in the supernatural when she was young set the stage for her wonderful career. These experiences show how spiritual and psychic growth are very personal and unique. The work of Cannon, which explores past lives and the impact of aliens, gives us a deeper understanding of the bigger story of the universe in which we all play a part. Cannon's work shows that channeling can be a deep path to spiritual awakening and finding out more about yourself. The ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective, a group of higher dimensional beings that Dolores had deep conversations with, shows the wide range of beings from different star systems that she talked to. These interactions show how important tone and sound are in cosmic communication, which fits with the Pleiadians' preference for talking. When you channel, your nervous system slowly gets stronger, like when an athlete builds endurance. This was clear in Dolores' experiences because her first channeling sessions were short and often made her tired. She was able to stay in her clients' channeling states for longer periods of time. Everyone has the ability to channel, but the key is being able to stay heart-centered and avoid the ego-dominated mind, which often holds programs of lack and separation. Her client stayed aware during the session, which was a lot like having a lucid dream. In this state, she could see the flow of words and messages, which gave her a unique view of how channeling works. The story of Dolores shows how powerful channeling can be as a way to communicate and as a way to grow spiritually and personally. Channeling is like a flow of consciousness where messages and words are received right away without the normal delay of processing in the brain. This deep state of being aware of more things and talking directly with beings from higher dimensions shows how powerful channeling is. At a time when people were skeptical about these kinds of things, their willingness to talk about them shows how brave people like Dolores were when they started to study the metaphysical. But the truth is, more and more people have become open and interested in these kinds of things over the years. Her teachings and experiences show that a lot of people have had spiritual and paranormal experiences. But until recently, these things weren't talked about much in public. Because people often get the wrong idea about channelers, thinking that only a few people can do this. Not everyone can be a professional basketball player, but a lot of people enjoy the game. The same is true for channeling. You, your guides, or the Akashic records can all help you connect with higher vibrational energies and get spiritual wisdom. The key is to move from an ego-centered to a heart-centered way of thinking, which lets us see things from different angles. The hardest thing a channeler has to do is get over doubts about their abilities, especially when they are channeling personal information. Over the years, you learn to trust more, but you still check facts twice, especially when they involve someone close to you. A view like Dolores Cannon's shows how the balance between the extraordinary and the everyday is very complex when looking into the deeper levels of spiritual communication. Even though everyone has access to all knowledge, everyday problems still need to be solved. She often talks about a connection with higher energies where messages are received without any problems and go straight through the mind. This process is like being in a flow state where words come to you without you even trying. Dolores may have told people to figure out for themselves how the messages they were getting affected them, stressing the importance of personal resonance over blind acceptance. Her teachings, which stress living from the heart and recognizing programs that are based on fear, help us see life's problems in a new way. People see these guides as beings of light who go beyond their physical forms and send healing messages through their messages. A lot like the ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective that canons talked about. This trip shows how powerful channeling can be for learning more about the universe and our place in it. The 9D Pleiadian collective stresses how important it is for people to think outside the box for the future growth of humanity. This advice, which reminds me of what Dolores talked about in her sessions, says that focusing on the essence and frequency of experiences you want, like happiness, peace, and plenty, can help you find new and different ways to live your life. This method fits with reaching higher states of consciousness to make big changes in your life. They point out that Earth is going through an ascension process right now, which is causing resonant frequencies to rise and experiences in different dimensions to shift. This explanation fits with the idea that humans are moving toward a better understanding of their connection to the source and the nature of truth. This big experiment involves sending genetic material to Earth from different alien species. These genes bring a lot of different emotions, knowledge, and wisdom to humans. Because people have such a wide range of genetic backgrounds, Earth is a unique place to feel emotions and learn new things. The Pleiadian Collective's message emphasizes the idea that Earth is a place where people can learn how to deal with their feelings and get through tough times. It's helping us understand more about the cosmic journey we are all on, which is similar to the themes and revelations that are common in Dolores' writing. According to the Pleiadians, our deep compassion is a gift from humans to the universe. This research suggests that many aliens may not be able to access this frequency as strongly or in the same way that humans do. As humans ascend, they are not only changing, but they are also making a big difference in the collective consciousness of all beings. The idea of frequency wars is about spiritual and cosmic battles for control over vibrational essence. This battle includes feelings, thoughts, and the physical structure. Being in control of your reactions and keeping up certain frequencies, like joy or gratitude, can bring about huge changes on a global scale. Her writings often talked about how some beings have been manipulating and controlling Earth for a long time, similar to what the Pleiadians said about beings who ruled Earth for about 40,000 years. These realizations about the power game and taking back control are in line with what Dolores found, which is that there is a major change in consciousness and creation when people start to question the status quo and decide for themselves what humanity wants. The Pleiadian says that the spiritual goal of the current global conflicts and suffering is to wake people up from their slumber. People are moved beyond just being aware by these events, which make them question, examine, and act. She urged people to stop making the same mistakes over and over again and instead welcome transformative change. This message fits how important it is to be kind, awaken to higher truths, and work together to reach a higher level of consciousness. Even though it's hard and dramatic, this process is an important part of humanity's evolution that will lead to a more awakened and powerful life. Every problem and its answer are connected in a deep way, like two sides of the same coin, though they exist at different vibrational levels. We tend to only see the problem when we're stuck in our ego. Larger organizations like governments or covert powers are frequently the cause of conflicts and wars rather than individuals. It is these groups that keep the conflict going. When we really look at someone and listen to what they have to say, we realize that deep down, we all want the same things. This understanding starts inside of us. This heart-centered frequency affects the collective consciousness, making it easier for others to connect with these higher vibrations as more people align with it. One important thing that Dolores brought up was how the media can change how we see things. She thought that always focusing on the bad things in life makes you see things in a skewed way. Our overall mood would be very different if there were more positive news stories. This is an important turning point in human history, especially in the next few years. These years will be full of big changes and choices about our future as a group. It shows us how important it is to learn how to listen and be compassionate, two skills she thought were essential for the growth of humanity. Dolores also thought about the possibility of contact with aliens, saying that society's readiness and power would be important for such an event to happen. Contact with aliens could completely change how we see ourselves and our place in the universe, going beyond national identities and creating a single human identity. Because people are naturally curious and able to think outside the box, this change would lead to new ways of being creative and exploring. This view would be centered on the journey within to a heart-centered existence, the effect of collective consciousness on global events, and the possibility of major evolutionary milestones, such as contact with intelligent life from other planets. She says that people who feel overwhelmed or lost in the world's fast changes should make it a habit to connect with their essence every day. For this practice to work, you need to regularly connect with your heart-centered space. This doesn't have to mean long meditation sessions. It's about becoming aware of and aligning with your true essence and checking in with your vibrational state all the time. This method helps with feelings of being too much, which usually come from having hopes and plans for the future that don't come true. The secret is to shift one's focus from the limited and judgmental, ego-driven mind to the expansive and insightful, heart-centered perspective, where we can connect with multidimensional information and insights. The ego mind was important for navigating the third dimension and its unique lessons and problems. People's need to rise above their own narrow views and embrace a bigger, more inclusive view of their experiences. From this point of view, every problem is a chance to learn and grow, and every experience, good or bad, is a valid expression of source energy. People can let the full force of source energy flow through them by accepting all of life's parts without judging them. Getting in touch with the earth and the universe is about grounding yourself and listening to your gut. To get in tune with the natural resonance of the universe, she would tell people to connect with the heart of Mother Earth, either in real life or in their minds. Be open to signs and synchronicities in everyday life, like numbers that keep coming up or meaningful coincidences, to confirm these inner insights. Because things don't just happen by chance. They are messages from the universe or one's higher self. To go through life with confidence and clarity, you need to trust these connections and the messages you receive. If you're still with me, I extend my gratitude for your presence, and if you wish, consider subscribing to our channel. Remember, I have a profound love for you, and hope that your life is filled with prosperity and happiness to the fullest extent possible. Thank you.